Hey everybody, how's it going? So last week, the worst thing happened for a lot of people. GTA 6 got delayed, and I knew this would happen because this is a big game that requires a lot, and that's doing a lot, that is going to run in an underpowered console. So I'm pretty sure because this is a big delay from March to November, they're trying to do their best to make this thing run as perfectly as possible because that is Rockstar reputation. Their games always work well right out of the box as far as I remember. But that is not the point of this video because aside from what happened with the delay, there's also some stuff that came out last week that was very interesting, let's call it that way. Now, apparently, a bunch of people from Rockstar were fired. They were on the street, and at least from Rockstar, it was that they were fired because they leaked stuff, and Rockstar doesn't like that. Somebody made a post on GTA forums. It's an employee, and it's very interesting what they have to say. And they're surprised that a lot of people were buying into the fact that the people got let go because they leaked company information. Now, when it comes to leaking company information, that doesn't necessarily mean that they leak what was going on with GTA 6. Company information can be anything that goes on, even union stuff, which is pretty much what this post refers to. So apparently one of the alleged reasons that they were terminated was gross misconduct regarding posts made in Discord. And the person says they failed to provide evidence. I'm assuming the company is the one that failed to provide evidence on the letters, and that there was no other reason. They refused the right to union representation for the disciplinary meeting, which is against UK employment law. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not from the UK. And they were frog marched out of the studio with the meeting lasting less than 5 minutes. Then it keeps going. It says some people had panic attacks, which understandably so. And this is the important bit. These colleagues of mine have spent many years at Rockstar critical roles, with colleagues who have been at Rockstar for more than 18 years. That means these people were probably responsible for one GTA that's already out, or maybe two. And you usually, like with the turnaround that happens in the industry, somebody that's lasted for almost 2 decades at the company means that they're probably in a senior position. They know a lot of stuff. That means that whatever comes after GTA 6, it's not gonna be the same. I'm not gonna say it's going to be bad, but if you remove somebody that's been at a company for 20 years, and again, especially in the gaming industry, that means that they are one of the big dogs. Let's call it that way. So this is what I always say when I hear people saying like, hey, we want Obsidian to make another Fallout New Vegas or something like Fallout New Vegas. That's not gonna happen because the people that make Fallout New Vegas the way it was are no longer working at Obsidian. And as you are seeing here, people that probably made GTA 5, GTA 4, what they were, are not gonna be there for whatever comes next after GTA 6. Now it keeps going and it says this was a union busting and nothing else. 100%. This was 100% union busting. And these are my thoughts on the whole unionization in the gaming industry. Okay, let me make something clear before we get into the union discussion. I dislike unions. Unions were part of what destroyed my home country. And I know some people say, well, there are unions that have done a lot of good for employees. And while there are good unions, all unions will turn bad eventually. And what I mean by that is not that they're bad for the employee, is because they start gatekeeping the industry. And when I say gatekeeping, they don't gatekeep it for the company. They gatekeep it for you, the worker. So if somebody new wants to come into the union, they have to have some sort of requirement. And in some cases, there are some industries where there are unions where even if you are not making money from said job, you still have to pay the dues for the union. So it becomes kind of like a racket where you have to pay the union in order to work. That is one of the most ridiculous things that we've invented in more modern times, where you have to pay to work. So yeah, that's why I don't like unions. The other thing, and if you follow me on social media, you probably heard me say this, is I don't think unions will work in the gaming industry. I know some companies have managed to unionize, but usually after they've unionized, they still laid off people. So while the union make things good for the worker, there will be less workers. And you can argue, well, those workers that remain in the industry are doing better than before. Sure, but now there's less people that can get into that industry. Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe unions in the gaming industry will be fine, but with the way that game development works, I don't think so. And the problem is companies, I'm not on the side of the company. I know people are gonna tell me that I'm a shill for companies. I am not. I'm just being real here with the way that the industry works. The gaming industry is an industry that is fully digital. They don't need anyone. They could replace you. And you can see it from what Rockstar has done this. They let go people that have been there for almost 20 years. That means critical roles. This is not an entry-level person. If we keep on reading, it says they have fired over 34 of us. There were over 250 of us in that union employee Discord group. There is a fear that if they get away with this, they'll have nothing stopping them to do this again. Believe me, they will. If they don't do it the same way that they're doing it right now, with calling that you violated some company law, there will be other ways to do so. Companies don't want unions. And it keeps saying, like, those of us who are lucky to remain are now in fear. Of course. And here is something that I know a lot of people do not agree with. But if you are at a workplace that has terrible conditions, leave. Leave. I'm sorry. I know it's your dream job, but if a workplace has terrible conditions and you're just going to fight with your boss, do you think it's going to make for a better workplace? Let me know in the comment sections down below. If I was personally in this situation, I would be putting my resume all around the place, and I would be start looking for another job. I wouldn't want to stay at this company because this is a horrible situation to be in. I would not want to be in it. I know it's probably not as easy for a lot of people to do. I'm an immigrant as well. I know some of the people here might be on a visa, and when you're on a work visa, you depend on said job in order to stay there. Otherwise, you go back to your home country, and then might not be desirable. I get it. But when you are in this situation, there is no going back to happy times. The union remains unbowed and fighting to win the reinstatement of every dismissed member of staff at Rockstar through legal means and campaigning. What I think this will accomplish is some people will get their job back, others won't, and there will be a big chunk of layoffs once GTA 6 comes out. This fight is critical. If Rockstar can get away with this, they will keep treating their workers with disdain, disrespect, and subject to continue illegal treatment. Thank you for your time. All right, so that was very somber and very sad to read. And I know I have not been positive at all in this video, but it's hard to be positive in this situation, especially when you know what the outcome will be. Here is the problem with the gaming industry. It's saturated with talent. It's saturated with talent. There's a lot of people wanting to be game developers, and a lot of those people who want to be game developers are very good. And it's not like, well, there is a lot of people that are bad and they're just like 1 or 2% that are good. Here's the thing. 1 or 2% of 100,000 people is still a lot of people. So if only 1 or 2% are good, there's still a lot of people outside waiting to get a job. So whenever you have a job in the industry, you hog that job and you take all the crap from management that you can take, because there's a line of 100 people waiting to get your job. And that's what creates the environment that this industry has. And that's one of the reasons why I left the industry, because I found that you can do 3D art for other types of industries that not only appreciate you more as an employee, but they also pay you a lot better. Hit that like, subscribe if you haven't, leave me a comment down below. What are your thoughts on this? Are you still excited for GTA 6? I'd like to know. Let me know in the comment sections down below. Thank you so much for listening to me all the way to this point. I'll see you in the next one.